Welcome back, everyone. The issue of ransomware, it always continues to evolve, making it, of course, more difficult to clean your device once it's infected.
Yeah, this problem, it could also cost you a big chunk of your hard-earned money. Joining us now is Stan Prager from GoGeeks in East Longmeadow to tell us how this can all be avoided. Stan, nice to see you.
Nice to see you. I'm sorry to be here with another Dr. Doom story yet again, but
It's okay, we need it.
This is really important. We've talked about ransomware
Some
before.
of us especially.
Some people tend to be more. Well, we won't talk about that. But there are.
They know.
No, but seriously, we've talked about ransomware before, and the latest form of ransomware is particularly insidious. It encrypts everything on your system. So I'm just going to take you through it relatively quickly how this happens.
This is a new form. It's evolved.
It's evolved, and so it's been around for a while, but it's gotten to the point where this is the #1 way that criminals in the former Soviet republics make money off of Americans and off of other people throughout the world, okay? So it starts with you open an attachment to an email that's not legitimate. You know, your package has been lost. You click on the attachment, nothing's there. You don't think anything about it, okay? It takes 12 to 24 hours for it to encrypt everything on your computer.
Even if your computer, you turn it off, it's still going to encrypt.
Eventually,
when you turn it back
on again.
Okay.
You won't. The problem is that most people don't know this has happened to them.
Sure.
If you know this has happened to them, then you can get it to somebody before it encrypts all your files. But nobody knows about this until a message comes up on your computer suddenly in the middle of the next day that fills the screen, similar to what's being shown on the monitor, and that is going to say to you that your computer is encrypted. All of your files are encrypted. That's your documents, your pictures, your music, your email, everything that you have is encrypted.
Jeez.
And if you want it back, you have to pay. And the ransom is anywhere between $400 to could be $3,000. I mean, I've known people who've paid thousands of dollars. A police station in Massachusetts paid a couple of grand to get their files released. The problem is if you don't have a backup, there's no way to retrieve these files. So
it's impossible.
Impossible. And no antivirus protection is going to protect you against this getting into your system, and nothing can save you from this unless you have a backup.
This might sound like a
So
stupid
that's the
question.
good news.
Yeah, it's the good news. Can this happen on your phone as well?
It can. There is some ransomware that's hitting your phone, but typically it's not. Encryption ransomware doesn't usually happen on your phone, and it's not that big of a deal because most people don't have things on their phone that they have lost forever. You know what I mean? I mean, you know, you might maybe your pictures, but for the most part, people back up their pictures to the cloud or something like that. So it's on your office computer that this is most insidious, right? You've got your files, your Word files, your Excel files, maybe pictures, music, stuff like that. Okay.
Okay.
Now, how do you get it back? Okay. You have to pay. Now, they used to take credit cards, but that's traceable. So now they only take something called Bitcoin. Bitcoin is internet money. It's perfectly legal, legitimate currency. You can't get it at a bank. You can buy it from an exchange, or you can buy it from a person who sells Bitcoin. And they make money on it, you know, like a margin. So
Sounds shady itself.
it does. But believe it or not, it is not shady, but it's the only method that the criminals will take for payment. You pay them in this Bitcoin, and then they download what's called a decryptor onto your computer, and you put this number in that they give you, and it will, over an hour or so, decrypt all of your files. The Bitcoin is not actually a coin, okay, as you might think about it. It's a number. They put that number in the computer. That goes directly into the bank. It's like having money wired directly into your account. It's virtually untraceable.
So that's how they get away with it. But what you need to do on the front end of that is just you can't overemphasize this enough. Don't click on links that you get in your email, especially if you don't know where it's coming from.
Are you listening to this, Lindsay?
All right.
Apparently she hasn't been.
I listen, I do, but I told you it was a specific instance, and I thought that it was legit. I clicked on
I would never hold anything against you, Lindsay. But in the future, you'll be much more careful, won't you?
I will. I really will. I called Stan. I was in a panic, and he was great. He's like, "You clicked on the link." I was like, "Yeah."
GoGeeks rescued you. But anyway, so that's number one. Don't click on links to things that you don't know about. Secondly, even more importantly, make sure you're backing up what's on your system. So if something like this happens, you have a copy of it, and you don't have to pay the criminals to get your stuff back because you already have it on a flash drive.
Great information.
Very good information. Thank you, Stan. Don't click on links.
Thanks for having me. Have a nice day.